Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have Terrance Addison. You know him. He's in Sharkbait Riptide as Striker, and in Hyrule Warriors as Pastos, and Agent Patch in Fortnite. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Terrance Addison. Yes, I am a voice actor, Sharkbait, Hyrule Warriors, Fortnite, um, AFK Journey, Fire Emblem Shadows, and many more. Hopefully, many more coming in the future.
Heck yeah. I love to see you in a lot more things, that's for sure. And what have heard from you is really great. And honestly, yeah, thank you so much again for doing this with me, spending your time to do this with me. I usually like to start the questions off pretty casually. I've been wondering, what have you been into lately? So this could include media, activities, foods, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I tend to game a lot when I'm not dealing with family life. I'm a dad, so I spend a lot of time with my family, but I do like to play video games. Lately, I've been going through or re-going through the Resident Evil games because 9 is coming out in a month, so I want to prepare myself and play those again. So big fan of Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. I've been really excited for 9. Actually, I've been wondering, what style of Resident Evil do you prefer? Like, do you like the first person of 7, the more classic ones, or the remakes?
So I'm a big fan of the original fixed camera style of Resident Evil. However, I understand that with time things need to evolve and things need to change, and I'm a big fan of all of the mainline games, even the some of the side games I've played. Just it does it honestly, Resident Evil at this point, it doesn't matter what style they go with, I'm gonna jump in and play.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So seeing the two combinations in 9 with a 4 remake and 7 slash remake 2 look really cool.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, that all has to do with performance and voice acting in that. So what sparked your interest in voice acting?
Long time ago, this game came out on the original PlayStation called Metal Gear Solid. And
Ooh.
I went through that game and I just remember being blown away. Every cutscene, everything about that game was just incredible. And so I remember the performances of the characters. And for me, and I think a lot of people, that was the first time where video game performances were really next level. And I just remember being a kid playing this game thinking, man, this is what I want to do. This would be the coolest thing ever. I want to be a voice actor someday. And so, yeah, Metal Gear Solid was definitely the turning point.
Yeah, I think it was definitely that, and I forgot which one, but something else on Nintendo 64 that I first saw performances like that, and it really blew my mind. I was just like, wait, it could be more than text boxes?
Yeah, I mean, there were other games out, right? Resident Evil comes to mind.
Hmm.
There was voice acting in that. I mean, the performances were a bit cringe, right? But that to me wasn't. It was just, hey, that's the thing, right? I didn't. Nothing about that spoke to me. But then Metal Gear comes out, and it's just everybody is just delivering such crazy performances. I'm just okay. This really could be something, right? This is amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's the one that I really like too. People should check out even the originals for that one. So speaking of performances, what was the experience of voicing Orca, who is a villainous, voicing an Orca, rather, sorry, that was a villainous love interest in the visual novel Sharkbait?
Sharkbait has been incredible. I think it's fun because, um, my voice kind of lends to villains. It's the complete opposite of who I am as a person, obviously, but um, playing the villain is just a lot of fun. And then in Sharkbait, it's a bit of both. I mean, I am the villain, yes, but I'm also a hero in my own mind, a hero to the love interests. And um, an orca is actually my favorite sea creature. Since I was a kid, I've always loved the Shamu, right, from SeaWorld
Mm.
and things like that. And so the universe works in very mysterious ways, in my opinion. I mean, I had no idea I would be voicing an orca, 20, 30 years later after loving the animal, right? But that's just what happens. And so being in a visual novel is fun in its own right. And then in a dating style one, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely stretched my like acting skills to let go of any kind of what's the word, like just let go and be free and be able to enjoy acting and not worry so much about what other people are thinking and like really just play. And so I'm grateful to be a part of Sharkbait. It's just truly grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It must be really freeing to be able to play and have fun in those kinds of roles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the type to um, flirt in that way or approach people in that way in real life. So it's fun to play that type of character in Sharkbait.
Yeah, and you do it so well too. I was wondering too, do you think there's any other game that should have a visual novel dating spin-off?
You know, I don't know. I think realistically, almost any game could have, you know, dating spin-offs, as long as it's appropriate, right? There could be friend dating and there could be serious types of dating. There could be the not safe for work style of things. But I've never really thought about what game I would like to spin off in that way. More so, I think it would be fun to do like something with like Zelda or something where you're not necessarily dating the characters in the game, but the world is more of like you're living in the world instead of necessarily playing a hero saving the world. I think it'd be kind of cool to
Oh,
have a Zelda game that's kind of like maybe like Animal Crossing or The Sims or something like that. Just that world, just to be able to play in that world, and then have the option to date characters if you so choose, right?
yeah, yeah, that's a really interesting kind of thing to think about. There a lot of the times you have to focus in like Fire Emblem and Zelda, you're always like this big person. But yeah, that's fun to think about doing that.
Yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild had some of those moments, right, where you can build a house and you have that little town, that you kind of hang out in. But overall, you're here to save the world instead of live in it, right? So,
Yeah. So, speaking of all these types of characters you play as, you play the villainous roles a lot, the flirtatious roles. Is there any voice, like either the vocal tone or personality you're like wanting to play as?
I think I would enjoy playing some higher pitched characters, some more aggressive, maybe anti-hero type characters. Um, a lot of times I play either like a straight up hero or not necessarily the main hero, but like a straight up side hero who helps the main hero, or a villain. And it'd be fun to get to explore in my higher pitch, also in other roles. But I think primarily what I really want to dabble in and play in is children's media. Because I'm a father, I would love to play characters that, my kids like, so cute cats, cute animals, fun little silly things like that would be fun to dabble in, I think.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really sweet. Yeah, and then to be able to show that. Is there anything you have been able to show, family?
I mean, there's certain scenes that I can, play around with and show. I mean, Zelda's pretty family friendly. There's a few scenes in AFK Journey that aren't super deep and dark, but for the most part, no, not really. Um, there are things coming down in the pipeline that I can't talk about that is exciting, but other than that, no. My daughter, she'll be 7 next month, so she knows what I do. She can recognize my voice every once in a while when I throw something on or I'm watching a performance I've done. But for the most part, no, we can't really sit down and watch what I do yet.
Yeah, well, definitely something to look forward to in the coming years then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Someone says, "Hi, the King Striker is here" in the chat. Yes.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Oh. So you've recorded in all these major franchises and stuff, but there are some that you are passionate yourself about. What's it like being in the franchise that you've admired?
So Zelda is in my top 5 favorite franchises of all time for video games specifically. So to be a part of that was just incredible. I remember um, crying actually after my first session when I found out because typically when we audition for things, especially with video games, it's all coded, it's all hidden. We don't really know what it is. So when I got to the session and they put the Pastos character in front of me, and I was like, oh, that's a Goron. Wait, there's only one world that has Gorons in it. And they were like, yep, it's Zelda. And just for a split second, I almost freaked out, but I had to pull it in, rein it in, and get ready to work. But definitely on the way home, it was a tearjerker for me because I've loved this franchise since I was a little kid, playing on the Super Nintendo, and I've never missed a game. Every time a Zelda comes out, I find a way to own it, to play it, to go through it. And so to be a part of that was insane. Absolutely grateful, absolutely incredible. Man, Zelda's is to this day one of the greatest gaming franchises of all time.
Oh, that's amazing to see it as like growing up and then to be part of it and be part of that journey to like go in it is really cool and awesome, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So do you have like you played through the franchise, but do you have like a top few Zelda games that you really like that really resonate with
So
you?
my favorite, yeah. So my favorite is A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. Um, that game is just 10 out of 10 all day long. I really like Ocarina of Time, even though it's A Link to the Past in 3D. I enjoyed that game as well. Majora's Mask is another one that I'm a big fan of. I thought Twilight Princess was incredible.
Mm.
Um, I remember playing that on the Wii and just swinging around, pretending you had a sword was kind of cool. And then I think I really liked A Link Between Worlds because that was like a sequel to A Link to the Past, and it just allowed me to play in that style of game again. So those are my favorite ones for sure.
Yeah, yeah, good choices. I love those ones, especially Majora's Mask. You got the pressure of doing everything before the crashing and stuff.
Yeah, the massive moon coming to fall down with it. I remember as a kid, the first time I saw that moon, I was a little freaked out. I'm like, why is it staring at me? Why does it have eyes, one? And why does it have these angry teeth? It's supposed to be the moon, right? But,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I feel that there's so much iconic imagery from those games.
Yeah.
You worked in many different forms. You worked in podcasts, interactive fiction, and of course, um, shows and games. How are the contrasts in voicing for different mediums versus like narratives?
It really depends on what it is, but a lot of times it's so drastically different because in video games, especially nowadays, it's very grounded. It's very cinematic for a lot of these bigger games. Where it almost feels like you're watching a movie or something, right? To go and then do like a TV show or a cartoon or something. It's a different tone. It's a different feel. It's you act differently in those. They're all fun in their own right. It's very different, and so I I enjoy the challenge, right? I enjoy being able to bounce between different mediums. I know there's a lot of actors out there who stick to one lane or stick to one genre, and that's great. But I think it's really fun and cool to be able to jump around and do all sorts of things. Video games, TV shows, cartoons, anime. I think visual novels are video games too, but they tend to be a little different. Um, and doing shows, it's been a long time. Like I used to, before I started acting, I used to host a live like game news show with a buddy of mine, and um, those things, they kind of cross a little bit, as far as we're not acting when we're on a show or a podcast, but we're still living in the world, living in the moment, talking about the things we love and do. And then when you're acting, you're living in the moment, but you're being the things you love and do instead of talking about them. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a really good point. That does make me want to ask, have you done like sort of live acting before?
you mean like on stage, Broadway, that kind of thing? No, I've never been on any stage other than like a stage hand, helping move things around and stuff like that. I actually don't have an acting background. I came from the world of computers, building computers, fixing computers, IT for many years. So it's been really fulfilling to be a voice actor. It's been really tough as well because, a lot of my, um, I wouldn't call them competition because we're all in this together, but a lot of my fellow actors had spent a lot of years honing their talents, a lot of years learning the intricacies of acting, and it shows. They're really good. And so to be among some of these talented actors is really amazing for me. I feel so grateful to even be in the same space as a lot of these guys and gals. Everyone's just so talented.
Yeah, that's really cool. Did you just jump right into it, or did you like study or do some like practice um voice acting to hone your skills as well?
I spent 9 months at a school in Vegas called the Voice Actor Studio. I would take classes 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, just learning how to act, the technical side of things, where to sit on mic, and um, how to audition and how to perform in live sessions and all these things. And then after that 9 months is when I decided, okay, I'm ready. Let me start auditioning. Let me get out there um, and actually do the thing. But as far as training, I never stop. I'm training weekly. I'm practicing daily. There's always room to grow. There's always things to learn. Um, so I will be a student forever.
Oh, that's a really good I really like that because a lot of the time people think oh, there's either some point where all you do is just audition and you never like try to audition or train yourself or like it's just like anything, you keep doing it like on your own time to improve and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know any working actor that isn't training, isn't still practicing, isn't still learning. I think to in order to be good, you have to um, move along with the changes in the industry, the changes in the world. If you're stagnant and you stay on the same path, you're not going to grow. And in order to grow, you got to learn. So I think a lot of actors, especially the good ones, are always in training. Even your favorite actor on screen voice work, it doesn't matter. They're taking classes. They have coaches. They're working on it, um, perfecting that craft. Even the most famous actors still do that. So
Yeah, definitely. That's good for people to take note of if they're ever thinking of coming in and jumping
yes,
in. A lot of the times I think people are just like, how do I get started? But think would you agree that to get started you just start it and try to build that foundation?
I think if acting is something you want to do, whether that's on camera or voice acting or anything like that, I think absolutely jump in and just start. Um, I spent 20 years or more, actually, over 20 years, dreaming about this, dreaming about being an actor, being a voice actor, being in video games. And sometimes I wish I had started earlier. Who knows what my life would have been like had I done that? But um, I'm glad I took the leap. I'm glad I decided to pursue it because it's something I've always wanted. And I think there's a lot to learn, especially in voiceover. There's a lot to learn, but there's a lot of fun to be had. And I feel like if you don't just jump in and try something new, you're missing out on what could be, what could happen, what those fun moments that you learn and discover. It's very hard. It's a difficult career. There's a lot going into it, but it's if it's something you're passionate about, if it's something you have an inkling about, or you want to be maybe a hobby, or you just even possible that you could do something like this, I think you should do it. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to fail, and chase your dreams. Honestly, I think if I didn't chase my dreams, I wouldn't be in Zelda. I wouldn't be in my favorite franchises. I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm doing if I didn't. I could have spent the next 20, 30 years wanting to be a voice actor, but in order to get what you want, you got to go for it. And if it's your dream, you got to go for it. Absolutely.
That's amazing. I agree 100%, and really inspirational hearing you say that, and also you accomplishing that. It's words can't explain how awesome that is.
Yeah, if I could tell my um, teenage self was like, hey, it's possible, go do it. Um, I would.
Someone on the internet 8705 says preach and it's amazing for you. DK Gaming 125 put in the work and it'll work for you, and we voice actors gotta stick together.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this community. It's a great community to be a part of. Everybody is so welcoming. Everybody's so helpful. I don't think I've ever been in a profession where you're again, I don't want to say competition because we're really not competing. What's meant for you will find you. But the people who are doing the work right alongside you, or the people you look up to who are doing the work, um, 9 out of 10 times they started where you started. 9 out of 10 times they're willing to help you if they can, if they have the time. I don't think I've met anyone in this industry that gatekeeps information, that gatekeeps opportunities. Like there are things where I've seen casting calls where the person retweeting the casting call is the perfect fit for that role, but they show up and they share it out to everybody because they want to give people opportunities to do things that, we never imagined we could do. I just think this community is incredible.
Yeah, that's what I really love is everyone's excited to see each other in each other's roles and like stuff like that. And you also, shout out to you. Thank you so much for when you were also being like really supportive right here. You were supporting one of your own. I really love that.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough business to be a part of, and I think being there for one another, helping each other out, celebrating others is a big part of what makes voice acting and acting in general so special. Um, we don't like a lot of times like people don't realize, um, we work alone. We're isolated when we're auditioning. We usually audition alone in a booth, at home or in a studio or something. It's and like even when we work with a director and an engineer, maybe the client or something, but it's never or it's rarely ever um, we're in this big room together, voice acting together, voicing off of each other. It's so rare nowadays. So to find your community, to build your community, to be a part of that community is really important.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shannon Troy, they say it's amazing that you're part of such an iconic franchises.
Thank you.
We're gonna pull it back just a little bit and get talk about your Los Angeles, your place of home. Are there like little known places that people don't really seem to talk about? This could range from anything from cool places to check out to do stuff or restaurants.
So technically, I don't live in LA. I work out of LA. I definitely travel a long way to do what I do, but um, I don't know if there's a lot of little places or anything, little treasures just yet, that I know about in LA because a lot of times my time in LA is work. I drive in and I go into a studio, I do the work, and then I go home. So one day, maybe I'll have some little treasures or little known secrets that I have about LA. But for now, I will say the best part about LA for me right now is my fellow actors that I've made friends with that I get to see when I go out into town every once in a while. I'll stay for an hour or two just to spend time with my people out there. And so I think that's the best treasure at this moment in LA is the other actors who lift me up, the other actors who support me, and the other actors who genuinely want me around.
That's so awesome. Yeah, looking forward to those seeing those connect people and friends again, and as well as I imagine doing the work is also kind of fun in its own right.
Oh yeah, I mean, um, getting to be a voice actor is my favorite thing. I think I genuinely have never had a bad time in a session working on anything. I've never had a bad time. It's always been fun. Um, and I get out of these sessions. Sometimes they're 4 hours long. I get out of them wanting to jump right back in and do more. Um, it's incredible the cool stuff that we get to do. It's super awesome to see it when it comes out, and yeah, this is one of the coolest things I've ever gotten the opportunity to be a part of and to do, and I cherish it every time. I take nothing for granted. This is the coolest thing. Like sometimes I can't believe this is my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. You definitely put in the work for it, and it shows every single time. Uh, One thing I'll always be appreciative is your time that you spent here. Thank you so much. I think this is the last question I've got for you in a second here. Is there anything that you'd like to shout out, like about yourself? Where can people find you? Anything, project you can talk about? Just anything in general you want to shout out?
Sure. So I'm on social media every once in a while, usually to promote work or to lift others up, to celebrate their victories. You can find me at my on Blue Sky at my name, and or actually Terrance Addison Actor.com. It's my website, but that's a good place to communicate with me. I'm also on Twitter under as the name Cinderkin, Cinderkin. That was my gamer tag before I became an actor. I just never changed it. Um, and projects I can't talk about. It's one of the things about voice acting that bums me out a little bit. We're under massive NDAs. We can't talk about the stuff we do until it's out. So I'll just say, look forward to future stuff. I'm hopeful that there's more work to be had. I'm hopeful that people will continue to give me opportunities to play, and I just want to give another shout out to the community and as a whole, the friends that I've made along the way. Um, this career wouldn't be the same if I didn't have those people in my corner. You know, if they're listening, my FF members, my Vosh members, you guys know who you are. You encourage me to continue. You guys show up all the time to support, and I wouldn't be the actor that I am today without those friendships, without those relationships, without those moments. So I love you guys. Grateful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Someone here says they're following you. Keep going. Can't wait to see what other opportunities you've gotten.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody's support. Um, I look forward to showing more in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see you in more stuff. Thank you so much for your time here. I appreciate you very much. Check out Terrance everywhere. You've heard it. Blue Sky, Twitter, TerranceAddisonActor.com. All right. I think that'll be it. Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.